about the things that concern you most and you want to work on the most when you got back? What were those things?
Definitely not up to our standard at all. The things that I don't need to fix, the kids played really hard, really good effort out there. A few missed tackles that we need to clean up. Tackled pretty well for the game, but a few missed ones that cost us some yardage. Couple missed assignments, mental errors, whatever. All levels of the defense throughout the game that cost us some yardage once again, and those are the things that I have to clean up. That's on me to get fixed. And I will get those fixed. Other things that are concerning is, we take great pride on this unit at putting the fire out. When we get put in an unfavorable situation, we fix it. That's life. That happens in football. It's nobody's fault. We need to fix it. We need to put out the fire, and we did not do that this week, and that's got to improve. So I think those are the things that we can get corrected going into this game.
Caleb Tanner yesterday just kept saying, "I take full responsibility for this." What goes through your head when you hear a leader talking like that?
Yeah, I think that's great and bad. It's not his fault. No one play or no one player loses the game. Right? Happens in all phases. Happens offense, defense, special teams. Happens with however many players are step on the field, however many coaches are out there. Everyone's got a part in that. But I think Caleb sees himself as a leader. He's developed into a leader, so he took it extra hard. He wants to take responsibility, and Caleb's done a great job in helping get this ship righted this week as far as practice is concerned, and getting our side of the ball back to where we need to be, and then spreading that energy to the rest of the group. Once again, I appreciate Caleb, but it never falls on one player. It falls on me ultimately.
Do you feel like this week you have to put more emphasis on tackling? In your shoes, how do you handle that?
Yeah, I mean it's a hard thing to handle because it's you can't tackle and you can't recreate those open space tackles a lot in college football and practice unless you're going to go tackle the ones, and I think we'd all feel terrible if one of our starting receivers, running backs, quarterback, whatever got hurt during that. So we've got to do a great job with drills, which I think we have some great drills, and like I said, the tackling was pretty good, all but a couple open space ones. One I can think of offhand, and there was a few. One got missed with wrong leverage, one got missed with right leverage, and we just didn't get there fast enough with the rest of the posse. So we're going to really break down the film and talk about technique and drill that technique without being able to get those hits live.
How important is it that you get the four-man pass rush going this week?
Yeah, I think it's it's always huge. I think hats off to Northwestern. It's a good football team. They had a good plan. They chipped the defensive ends a lot. They got the ball out of the kids' hands a lot. So they had a good plan going in to take care of that four-man rush. But it's going to be huge for us to get that thing going. On defense, you also have to earn the right to rush the passer. Right? You've got to get those people in 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9 plus, to earn the right to really pin your ears back and go. And we did that some, but we didn't do it enough.
How did your Eagles play?
I thought they played pretty well. I thought Isaac Gifford had a pretty good game. He had some good solo tackles. He was pretty good in coverage. Chris did a nice job coming in to spell him, and Javen played well on special teams. All three of those guys played pretty well on special teams, I think.
The absence of a splash play from him, that was something JoJo did. I know sometimes he freelanced when he did it, but he did it.
Yeah.
How much do you have to get a play from one of those guys that just puts them 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, and I think that, with JoJo, it was a little easier to call his number sometimes, right? With a new guy, maybe you do it, maybe you don't put that heat on him right away. Maybe we got to get him a little bit more involved. But with JoJo, it was pretty easy to call his number, and he made a lot of things happen. He did. Sometimes it cost us. Sometimes he made a big play, but he made a lot of things happen. And those guys will get there.
Chin, saw that you got Drew and Wynn some reps in the middle. What do you expect going forward with that defensive line rotation, and how did that affect what appeared maybe like some fatigue at the end against 80 some plays?
Yeah, I think once again my issue a little bit. We had a good plan about how much to play guys. Now the game ended up going 85 snaps. Without reviewing the film, you don't know exactly how those other guys played. Watching the film, they played very well. So we need to probably rotate those guys in a little more, like you said, keep those other guys a little fresher. But I think that, after watching them play a game, excuse me, they've gained a lot of trust in the coaching staff to go in and take more reps.
Drew got 24 snaps. Was that more than you would have expected going in?
No, we planned about 20.
Did you?
Yep, 20 was about the plan.
So he must have showed a lot in August.
Yeah, I mean, just the few weeks he was there, he ended up playing really good football. And the thing about it is a D tackle, they can line up and play, but he showed the ability to learn the different blitzes and movements and all those kind of things. So we felt good about getting him 15 to 20 snaps. He ended up playing 24. Obviously, like Mitch said, we probably could have rotated those guys in a little more. And once again, that was the plan that I had going in. If we'd have known the game would have went 85, it all comes down to then who do you put in for the extra snaps, and now we see what we can do.
It looked like Nick and Luke both got dings, at various points. How essential is their one game? How essential is their continued ability to stay healthy, and what do you have to do in that position?
Yeah, I mean, you guys watch the game, you guys watch the film. Obviously, it looks a little different when those guys aren't in there, and not so much the level of play, but just how they can, the comfort level they have with the rest of the team and getting everybody lined up. And if the awkward happens or the unusual happens, they don't flinch. But in this game, next guy has to be ready, and you have to prepare every single day like you're the next guy up. I heard Coach Rue talking about it today. If somebody goes down, if two guys go down, you better have prepared today like you're going to be the starter, whether you get 0 snaps or whether you get 60. So our next guys up got to be ready to roll.
Nick was playing with something on his hand. Was he able to be effective tackling after he came back in?
Yeah, I thought Nick played well all game. I didn't see Nick miss any tackles. So I thought he was good. Yeah.
Have you given any thought with Kolarvik having him play some inside linebacker again? Or are you happy with him at the nickel spot all the time?
Yeah, no. Chris has been cross training kind of the whole camp, so he's good to flip back and forth.
So this week, do you think we could see him play some reps if you need to rotate another guy in behind those two starters?
Yeah, I mean, if we need another guy, he's the next guy that we'd move in there.
It's never easy to play your first game. So Ernest Hausman's really thrown in the fire in that one moment, kind of right after the onside kick. What lessons do you give him after the game about you've got a long career ahead and things are going to happen like that?
No, once again, I don't care who's in the game. That wasn't up to our standard. But I also understand that we had a lot of new faces in there. Some untimely mistakes happened that, you wish that you had a NFL preseason or you had another game to get those kinks worked out, but we didn't. And that we can't make that as an excuse. We knew we had a job to do. Ultimately, we didn't get it done, but Ernest has a long, very bright future ahead of him, and he's only going to grow and get better and better every week.
With all the new faces, what did you see from Miles Farmer at safety? It seemed like he was doing a really good job of getting guys lined up with there.
Yeah, I thought, when Miles is out there, just like Nick and Luke, there's a level of comfort with everyone, that he's going to alert people to things, he's going to make the checks, he's going to do all those kind of things. And, and Miles is a, quote unquote, he started some games last year. He started some games as a sophomore when we got some guys banged up. So he's had a lot of game experience. That wasn't like, oh man, here I am, first time out there. So I thought Miles operated very well.
Were there any Blackshirts today?
No new Blackshirts today.
Erik, what about North Dakota? What can you tell us about what you've learned about that team?
Yeah, we'll have our hands full with North Dakota. That's a really good football team. They play extremely hard. I've played them before at Northern Iowa, and I've seen just how they come in for a game like this. We're going to see a lot of different stuff. If you go back and watch Utah State from last year, there's a lot of stuff coming at us. So the guys got to be ready for that. They've got a quarterback that's a gamer. He has a knack of making plays. We've got a couple wide receivers back. Number 4 is a really good football player. A couple good offensive linemen. I know they got a transfer at junior college that we haven't seen on tape that they're talking highly about. So there's a lot of good football players, a well-coached football team. Scheme-wise, they got a lot of different stuff going on in every different personnel grouping. So it's going to be a good football game, and it's going to be a good test for our defenders to get their eyes where they're supposed to be and get their job done.
Hey, on the one bust on the long touchdown, did you like how guys responded to that? And I guess through camp, did you see much of that, or were you feeling pretty good about not, eliminating that? Or you just kind of, that's a first game thing maybe with young guys? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a situation where, an unusual formation came out, and I'm not sure what happened. It was a mistake. It got cleaned up. They ran the play again. It was over. It was very unfortunate that it happened, but the guys did not respond poorly at all. The guys helped the young guys that made some mistakes out there. We got it cleaned up. The good thing is I didn't see panic. I didn't see guys going sideways. We stuck together, and that's why I still think we have a very good football team. I think we have a very good defense. I'm very confident we'll get things cleaned up, and we'll continue to get better and better every week.